So as you're entering the workplace, you're going to want to leverage your technical skills in a way that's going to show your employer that you are an adaptable employee. You're going to be exposed to new systems, new software that you've never seen, probably never been exposed to, and that's okay. Don't let it intimidate you. I think that's the biggest response that people have when they're approached with new technology. As you're entering the workplace, what employers want to know is that you're going to be resilient to the systems and things that they show you and have in place for you. Your adaptability matters. Your employer is going to throw a lot of things at you, and how you respond and how you use technology to enhance your role is what really, really matters. You're going to be introduced to systems that you've never seen before. A lot of things that you're probably completely unfamiliar with that exist in a workplace that don't exist in academics. And when you approach that, what your employer is looking for is how you use your past technical skills to adapt to the role that they've given you. You should be able to use these tools to adapt and change and make your job more efficient. Anytime you can automate a task using technology or streamline a workload, improve or enhance a process, that's what your employer wants to see with your technical skills. They want to see that you're improving efficiency, and you are coming at it at a young age, at a new stage is actually the most ideal, because you're going to be looking at technology with new eyes. You're going to be innovating every day on the job, and that's what you want to show your employer and within your career. The excitement that you have of using this tool in a creative fashion to solve existing problems and be creative with it. I will say, as you're using these tools, it's important to understand that some tools are going to be allowed in the workplace and some tools are not. You should become very adept at knowing what your employer does allow, what is within their network, what's in their security, what's in their safety, what's in their protocols. That's the technology that you're allowed to use. Now, you may have used something very similar in the past. You may have some exposure or experience using a skill that's very transferable, but you still have to play within the sandbox of what they allow and what is appropriate technology in that field. You can use those skills and transfer them in and come up with creative solutions, but it still has to be within their approved technology. One of the things your employers is also looking for is how you're getting all of this information in, the demands of the job, the requirements that you have of your role, the barriers that other people are experiencing. They're going to want you to take all of this information in, think of creative solutions to come up with strategic decision-making solutions to those problems by using technology. So what you can do is come up with an idea. It doesn't have to be revolutionary. Sometimes the simplest fixes using technology are the most profound. So come up with ideas, look around the workplace, see what isn't working, and come up with a solution using technology that can enhance your career, that can help your teammates, that can simplify some of those routine tasks that you're having. When you show your employer that you can come up with solutions, that you can make a difference, that you can change processes, they're going to become more dependent on you. They're going to become more excited about the opportunities that you have to enhance your role and make a profound difference in that career.
Hi Amanda, this is Sharon.
Hi Sharon, I'm so glad to be here today.
So let's dive into the first question. What are the most essential technology skills for someone entering into the technology field?
Okay, so starting off in the technical fields, one of the skills that you're going to want to know is digital literacy. Now, what I mean when I say that is there's a number of commonplace workforce solutions. So it doesn't really matter what the solution is in place, but you're going to need to know what software you have at your work and how you're going to use that to communicate and collaborate most efficiently with your peers and teammates. One fun fact that a lot of people don't know, you want to guess at what percent of an application people actually use within the application? I'll give you a hint. I'll just tell you. Percent that goes unused, underutilized. So what you're looking for when you're developing those technical skills, you want to bridge that gap. You don't want to be the person in the workforce that's missing out on 80% of what those digital literacy skills could be for you. You want to bridge that and become the person that's using an application to its fullest, because that's going to make you an even more valued employee. The other skill is just the proficiency in any of the communication software. Again, there's a lot of options that are out there, but I say that in no matter what career you have, no matter what you're doing, what degree you've experienced, what internships you've had, you are going to be required to give presentations at some point in your career. So having a proficiency in those communication tools, whether it's peer-to-peer communication, small group, or in just kind of that corporate boardroom experience, you need to know how to make your presentations engaging, exciting, and innovative. And there's so many technical skills that you can do and you can leverage to make your presentations even more spectacular. But you've got to get to that 80% and really dive in to some of the software to know how to do it and do it well.
So outside of UTD, what are some good platforms for technologies?
A couple of industry standards that are easy to get onto would be LinkedIn Learning. Lots of videos, certifications that you can earn, ways that you can actually test if you're working on coding. They have a platform that allows that interaction. One of my personal favorites is Microsoft Learn. Also has a ton of information. Whatever you're trying to upskill, you can search that information and be able to take some tests, prep for exams, and eventually even earn certifications there as well.
So what if I don't have a technical background? How would that work?
I think that's probably the most common type of person in the technical industry. Not everybody started off going and getting a master's or a degree in technology. And technology is not something that we inherently just know. It's a skill that we learn. We learn through practice, through repetition. So a lot of the people that are within the field with me in the technical role don't have a technical background. And one of the ways that you can kind of hyperdrive moving forward in this industry, keyword, micro-credentials. You can do that through a lot of those online learning platforms, but you start small and you can just consistently practice it. And as you're learning that technology, you just can find the one field or one area that really draws to you, that you naturally click with, and then you're able to earn some credentials and become an expert in that particular area.
So Amanda, what is one piece of advice you'd give someone who wants to be more tech savvy?
Awesome question. I think the best advice is to start small, stay consistent, and practice often. Technology is a skill that you learn. It's a talent that you can work into. And the more you practice it, like any other tool, the better you'll be at wielding it and leveraging it. And I think for most people, don't be afraid to fail. I always consider fail to stand for first attempt in learning. Technology is a field where you get to learn. You get to experiment and evolve with it. So as long as you stay adaptable and fluid, you're going to be successful as you move about in learning that skill.
Thank you for watching. As you're thinking about the next steps in designing your life and career path, consider making an appointment with a career advisor in the University Career Center by visiting the University Career Center website. You may also explore career readiness best practices by visiting the National Association of Colleges and Employers, or NACE website. While we know most career paths are not linear, the University Career Center is here to help you build resilience, embrace uncertainty, and develop a multi-pronged plan that will help you achieve your life and career goals. Through thoughtful consideration and planning, we know life's journey will take you exactly where you need to be. Cheers. Thank you to our sponsors, Blackstone Launchpad.